Okay, 3 over 10 or 1 over 5. Now, just as in the previous example, we have to think, is it easier to convert the 10 to a 5, meaning you're dividing, making it smaller, or is it easier to convert the 5 to a 10, meaning you're going to multiply it by 2? And I think we were discussing in the last question that to multiply is easier than to divide. For most people, multiplying is easier than dividing. So in that case, we will find the equivalent fraction for this. Okay, so we'll do it on the side here. 1 over 5, we're finding the equivalent fraction, meaning we're converting it to a fraction where 10 is the denominator, just like the 10 on this side. So here you have multiplied by 2. 5 multiplied by 2 is equal to 10. So you do exactly the same thing on the top. When you're finding an equivalent fraction, the thing you must do on the bottom is exactly the thing you must do on the top. So times 2 on the bottom, therefore you times 2 on the top. 1 times 2 is 2. Equivalent fraction of 1 over 5 is 2 over 10. So when you are now comparing the 3 over 10 with the 2 over 5, can you see which one is the bigger one? Once the denominators are the same, you are then comparing the numerators on top to find which one is the bigger number. We're now comparing this 3 to the 2, and of course 3 is bigger than 2. Therefore 3 over 10 is bigger than 2 over 10. So when you comparing 3 over 10 or 1 over 5, 3 over 10 is bigger. Right? So we found that the 3 over 10 is bigger than the 1 over 5. 2 over 12 to 1 over 4. Okay, so which one of these two is bigger? All right, as with the previous examples, we first see whether it's easier to go from 4 down to 12 or the other way, from 12 to 4 or 4 to 12. Like I said before, multiply is easier than divide. So 4 times 3 to give you 12 is probably easier than going in the opposite direction. Okay, so what we will do is now we will do that on the side. So 1 over 4, we'll find the equivalent fraction where the denominator is 12. This side you multiply by 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Do exactly the same thing on the top. Times 3. 1 times 3 is 3. Right? So now you are comparing 2 over 12 to 3 over 12. And like I said before, once the denominator is the same, meaning 12 is now on both sides, the denominator, you are then comparing the numerator, the number on the top. The number on the top is 2 in one case and 3 on the right. So obviously the 3 is bigger, and 2 over 12 is smaller than 1 over 4 or 3 over 12, because 1 over 4 is the same as 3 over 12. It's an equivalent fraction, same value. That you convert both of them to same denominator by multiplying by the denominator on the other fraction. So I'll show you what I mean. So the 9, you multiply the 9 by 2. So these two numbers you will then multiply. So on this side you have 9 times 2 is, so you'll do the times 2 on this side to give you 18. And of course the same thing on the top, times 2 to give you 6. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. On the other side, right, I will, I'm running out of space on this one here. I will, on the other, let's do it a little bit lower. Okay. We'll do it a little bit lower than where it's currently. So the 1 over 2, we now have a denominator of 18, because 2 multiplied by 9 give 18, right? Multiplied by 9. And of course the 1 on the top you will also multiply by 9. Where did we get the 9 from? The 9 is here. So the 3 over 9 you converted by multiplying by the 2, which is a denominator on the other side. And now when you're getting the equivalent fraction for 1 over 2, you're multiplying by the 9, the other denominator. 1 times 9 to get the numerator gives you 9 over 18. So what are the numbers that you are now, what are the fractions that you're now comparing? All right, 1 over 2 has now become 9 over 18, right? And on this side, 3 over 9 has become 6 over 18. So you see how we got the 18? It was just 9 times 2. You're multiplying the denominators on both sides, right? And when you compare the 9 to the 6, obviously the 9 is bigger than the 6. So 9 over 18 is bigger than 6 over 18. So 1 over 2 is bigger than 3 over 9. If you're comparing 1 over 6, right? 1 over 6 or 5 over 8. Okay. I chose an example that's slightly messier than the first two examples, actually the first 3 examples we looked at. In this case, just like the last one, we have to multiply the denominators in order to get equivalent denominator on both sides. Okay, so we'll do the conversions on this side. 6, we will be multiplying it by 8 because these two numbers will be multiplied to get the denominator. So 6 8s are 48. So let's do the one on the left first. 6 times 8, okay, here, times 8 to get 48. So on the top, you do the same thing, times 8 to get 8 over 48. And then on the right side, right, it's 8 times 6 to give you that 48. So do the same thing for the numerator, times 6. 5 times 6 is 30, right? On one side you have 4 over 48, on the other side you have 30 over 48. If you're just looking at the numerator now, since the denominators are both the same on both sides now, 8 versus 30. Which one is bigger? 30. 30 over 48 is bigger than 8 over 48. Therefore, 5 over 8 is bigger than 1 over 6.
Thank you for watching.